Symptoms of heart attack in women are different with man. Like others common disease, medical world has studied the symptoms of heart disease. These symptoms are used as a clue to do precise action to overcome the problems in heart disease. It is true that male often suffer from heart disease. However, women are risky to suffer from heart attack. In fact, female needs to be aware of that disease since the symptoms of heart disease is hard to detect. The symptoms of heart disease in woman and man are different because the symptoms of heart disease in female are similar to another disease. 1. Pain in the chest. Even though the pain in the chest is the common symptom of heart disease, female often experience different way than male. The common pain is in our left chest. However, most female feel the pain in the right chest. Thus, they are not aware that it is one of heart attack symptoms because they think that they experience the pain because of their fatigue, not heart disease. The pain in the female's chest is more painful than in males because they feel harder pressure in their chest. 2. Headache. Headache is another common symptom of heart disease. This symptom is commonly recognized when our eyes experience the exposures from the light. It makes our heartbeat is either fast or slow down. This also happens to female who often suffer from migraine. Based on the study in American Academy of Neurology, headache in heart disease patients is because there is a deviation in the blood circulation. 3. Pain in the arms, neck, jaws, and back. The common pain symptom for heart disease is in the chest. However, female feel the pain in different areas, such as arms, neck, jaws, and back. Male do not feel the pain on those areas. Thus, female do not aware that the pain in those areas is the symptom of heart disease. This pain is uncommon. Therefore, female should be aware of the condition when they feel the pain in their arms, neck, jaws, and back without prior certain causes. Consult the doctor immediately to know what the causes of the pain and how to cure it. 4. Stomachache. Perhaps no one might not aware that stomachache can be one of the causes of heart disease. People think that gastric pain is stomachache. Thus, many people do not consider this as a signal that should be aware of. If we feel a terrible stomachache along with nausea, we need to consult the doctor immediately. Stomachache in heart disease patients usually brings a terrible pain in our stomach, as if our stomach has a heavy burden. 5. Hard breathing. Have we felt panting even though we do not do such a heavy work? If yes, we need to examine our heart. Hard breathing is one of the symptoms of heart disease. Moreover, we need to be extra aware of the symptoms if we have another visible symptom. The oxygen cannot flow to our lungs because there is a blockage in our blood duct so that it makes us hard to breathe. 6. Cold sweat. Cold sweat is different from the common sweat that is produced after we do sport. We likely produce cold sweat when we are stressed or nervous. Thus, if our hands produce cold sweat when we do not do sport or when we are under the heat, we should be aware of this condition. 7. Excessive fatigue. Symptoms of heart attack in women which most frequent is excessive fatigue. Without specific reasons, we often feel excessive fatigue so that we are unable to do light activity. This is mostly happen to almost 70% of female who suffer from heart disease. Generally, heart disease patients feel the excessive pain in their chest before another part of their body which eventually make them limp, even it is for taking a glass of drink. 8. Chronic cough. One of the symptoms of heart disease is chronic cough. The accumulation of liquid in our lungs causes chronic cough that cannot be easily healed. For the worst condition, the cough is usually accompanied by phlegm and blood. 9. Uncontrollable heartbeat. Basically, our heart can accelerate its beat to counterbalance its ability to pump blood to every part of our body. Heart disease patient will feel that their heartbeat is faster and sometimes uncontrollable. 10. Lost the appetite. Losing the appetite is one of the symptoms of heart disease. When our heart system and our digestive system have worked hard but they fail to receive the healthy blood supply, we will feel full or nausea even though we have not had our meal. This disruption makes heart disease patient lose their weight soon. 11. Anxiety. High level of anxiety, fear, and stress are also one of the symptoms of heart disease. This condition will make heart disease patients will suffer from other diseases. 12. Inflammation. Inflammation in our ankle and stomach is the symptom of heart disease. This is the sign that there is something wrong with our heart or our heart valve. 13. Sweaty. Sweaty is the common condition. However, producing sweat without doing certain activities is not common. We should be aware of this condition because this is the simplest way to know that we suffer from heart disease. 14. Nausea. The early symptom of heart disease is nausea. This is because there is a complication and inflammation in our stomach so that it will reduce our appetite. As a result, we will feel nausea when we eat. 15. Digestive disruption. In one study shows that female will experience vomit, nausea and digestive disruption for a few months more often than male. This is because there is fats accumulation in our artery. This will reduce the supply of blood to our heart. 7 tips to minimize the risk of heart attack in female. Many researches has proven that smoking exposure elevate the risk of heart disease. The best suggestion is stop smoking immediately to prevent heart attack or stroke. Do not make our family take disadvantages of our smoking exposure. Sponsors link keep our blood pressure normal. Heart attack is silent killer because it does not have certain serious symptoms to most people. Our abnormal blood lipid is the most distributor of heart attack. Our blood cholesterol is determined by 3 factors: the amount of fat that is produced by our heart, the amount of fat that is absorbed by our intestines. Our cholesterol is elevating along with our age. Limit the calorie intake. Obesity is the main contributor for heart disease. Thus, we should limit the calorie intake to maintain our weight normal. Based on the study, walking for 1 or 2 miles in a day is good for our health. We can divide our time to walk 1 mile in the morning and 1 mile in the afternoon. Every time we do sport, we are activating the genes that are beneficial for our health. Stress is the biggest contribution in heart attack. High level of stress can cause sudden death. Fortunately, nowadays we have several options to decrease our stress level, such as regular sport, sufficient sleeping time, laughing, social activity, or involving ourselves in religious activities. If we want to watch TV, we should be selective in choosing the programs that can reduce our stress level, since nowadays there are stress triggers programs on TV. We also suggested to avoid people or things that make us angry or worry. Consume supplement for our health. It is important for heart disease patients to choose natural supplements so that they won't bring negative impact for our health. To prevent heart disease, we should choose herbal supplement that can increase the performance of our heart, blood vessel and nerve systems. The risk of suffering heart disease that sometimes leads us to death can be minimized by obeying the tips, because actually the tips are easy to apply.